Welcome back everyone. Today's episode is going to be about all the finishing touches of this van. So these are all the finishing touches that are really going to make this van a home. We built a lot of the stuff, but we also bought a few things, so I'm really excited to show you. So before I get the episode started, remember, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button below, the notification bell next to it, and let's get started. So I'm coming into this time now where the van's nearly done, but it's all these little jobs that are just taking a while and make all the difference. And this thing that I've just done now I think is really nice and clever. I've just installed micro switches onto these cupboards, so when I open the cupboards an LED light strip comes on inside. So I just installed an LED light strip behind here for like $10, and they come in these big long lengths. And you can just cut to size and solder wherever you want. And these run onto little micro switches up here, so when I close the switch, it turns off. And same on this little micro switch. So I'm going to do it on that one as well because it's a pretty dark cupboard. And I might do it on those two as well. Alright, so one of the last core pieces of the puzzle for this van we've only just got. And it is the ventilation for our bed area. So we've got the ventilation for the front, which is the exhaust fan, but that isn't going to keep you cool at night when you're lying in bed. It'll circulate the air from the rear window to the front, but it won't blow air directly on you. And in Australia, where it gets really hot at night, in the tropics it's very humid, so you kind of want that cool airflow. And in summer, the nights is around about 30 degrees in some places. You really need airflow over you, or I just can't sleep. And because we're not putting air conditioning in this van, we really need good ventilation. So the fan that we've decided to install is the Sirocco 2 Elite by CAFRAMO. They're a Canadian company. We went for the Elite because it is a brushless motor. And if you don't know anything about brushed or brushless motors, brushed motors are generally now becoming a thing of the past. They're a lot less energy efficient and they are quite a bit noisier. So with the brushless motor, you get a lot better efficiency. I mean, I just opened up the cable that came with that and it is tiny. It's like the same kind of size cables that you would run in these little LED lights. I've just done a little test run and this thing is whisper quiet, and that's kind of the key thing that we're going to want because this is going to be running while we're sleeping. I was originally going to place it underneath the cabinet here, but we've had a little rethink and I think we're going to run it right here. And this thing is totally adjustable too, so it's going to be great because you can pretty much put it in any direction that you want with this little gyroscopic connection. Because I wasn't planning on putting it here, I didn't have any power here, so I've just plugged into my USB port and ran a power up the wall, popped it out here, and now I'm going to install it on the wall, plug it in, and I'll show you how it goes. Alright, it's installed. I don't know if you can hear that, but I can't because it is so quiet. So it's really cool actually. I've just noticed this other feature that when you don't want to use it for winter or whatever, you can kind of just turn it off and pack it away into the wall like this, and then it kind of stays out of the way. Right, next job.
Good job. MACRAME stick.
Benny's just got inside momentarily, but look how awesome this thing that she's made. She's really gotten into macrame, and she's just made this thing from scratch in like a couple of hours. And this is going to be the curtain between the back and the front of the van. Something like this would cost you a couple of $100s if you went and bought it from the shop or bought it online from someone who's going to make it. I think we're going to have to cut that wood a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's looking really nice. To get the maximum use out of our kitchen area, I wanted to custom build the garbage and recycling bin so they fit snugly into the drawer that they were going to be placed in. So I used 6mm ply and cut out templates to make 2 rectangular boxes and then glued them together with hot glue and liquid nails so they were nice and strong. So we've got our rubbish bin and our recycling bin. So for this side window for the bed, we couldn't really fit a blind curtain like the other ones because we're trying to preserve space and width. So the way I'm going to do it is I've got some of the leftover blackout blinds from the roller blinds that we cut, and I'm going to hot glue in some of these really thin neodymium magnets, and then I'm going to glue some onto the cut out curtains, and then we're just going to snap it on when we need to use it. We're only going to put it on there at night time. I hope it's going to look really nice and neat, and then we'll paint over these little magnets when they're in, so you won't even know they're even in there. So we've got this awesome little smart projector, and this thing is really cool. It runs off battery power and you can charge it at the same time, but it also has the Android app on it so you can run Netflix and YouTube really easily and, you know, connect it to your phone. We want to mount this in the van so it's got a mounting point so we can project it onto the wall, but we also want to have it so we can take it down and mount it outside. It actually came with a little really low budget tripod, which I'm going to use part of it as the mounting bracket. So I've taken this part off, and it's really handy because it's got a little uni joint on one side. So we're going to mount this underneath our cabinet, screw it in from the top, and then we can screw it on and off as we please, but also adjust it to where we want it on the wall. So the projector that we bought is charged with a 240 volt adapter, which changes the 240 volt to 5 volts at 3 amps. Because we don't want to run 240 volts up here, I've run 12 volts into this cabinet, but now I have to convert that 12 volts into 5 volts and 3 amps. So I bought this little DC to DC converter, which basically goes 12 volts in, 5 volts out, and it's going to be at 3 amps, so that's what this thing's charged at. So what I've done, I've just cut down the little cable that it came with on the adapter and plugged it up to another male adapter, which I've got a little female here, so that's eventually going to plug into there. I've just drilled a hole through the top here, so that'll stick down here, that'll plug into the side and then plug into here. And then when we want the projector down, we just unplug this and then undo the projector, and everything's kind of out of the way and it's clean. So now what I'm going to do is just wire up this little 5 volt converter, want it up here, and then I'll see if it works. So the next thing I did was make some custom made hat hooks. I started off by using a hole saw to cut some little plugs out of some hardwood spotted gum that we had left over, and then glued a big circle and a small circle together with some super glue. Put a nut and a washer through it so it would stay together and wouldn't come undone. I'd like to make this hat hook into a bit of a cone shape, so I placed the bolt in a drill and used it as a makeshift lathe, while I used an angle grinder with a rough sand bit on it to sand out the rough shape of the hat hook. I finished it off with some 120 and 180 grit sandpaper. Bueno. So these little hat hooks I made looked really cool, but they weren't really practical for a moving vehicle. Pretty much as soon as you start driving, go around corners, the hats keep falling off. So what I've just made is some little elastic holds. So I've just got some shot cord and kind of drilled a little hole in there and put a little plastic piece so when it goes through into the cavity it pulls back on itself, and shove that back in there. So these things are nice and tight. And now when I go to put a hat in, this strap kind of stops it from falling out this way, which is what was happening. So we have been looking for weeks for a mirror that we want to hang up on our dividing wall between the cab and the living area, but we just can't find something that we like. We wanted an arched window with a little bit of a shelf underneath and with nice wood that we can hang some plants off, but because we can't find anything we like, I guess I'm just going to try and make it myself, which involves something that I'm not that comfortable with, and it's going to be a bit of a trial and error process, and that's cutting glass. I've only done it once. I've got a glass cutter. We've just gone to Kmart and bought this really cheap $6 mirror, so if I do stuff it up, we can just go get another one. The plan, what we want though, is a little arched mirror with a wooden frame of the same wood that we put on the floorboards, so that's a spotted gum hardwood, so everything nice and fits and suits. And then underneath we're going to have a little shelf that sits there, something like this, with these little tiny pot plants that hold some succulents or something in there, make it look a little bit greener and fresher in the vans. So my first job is I'm going to disassemble this mirror. That's pretty easy, it's just a couple of clips. And then I'm going to figure out how I'm going to cut this shape with this glass cutter. So let's see how we go. Okay, so I've just fucked that up. It cut kind of nice, but then I ended up chipping this bit here. Didn't work there, so what I think I'm going to do is just cut a straight edge along here and try it again. Okay, I just tried it again and it came up much better. So you can see that is a nice curve. Okay, so that's worked now. I just need to clean up these edges, but the rough edges won't be seen because it's going to be around the frame, so I think that's come out pretty well. So the way I'm making the frame is cutting up some leftover floorboards from the van and gluing them in this frame array. I somehow managed to lose the rest of the footage about how I built this mirror, so here's a quick photo montage explaining it all. So once the glue was dried, I used a jigsaw to cut the inside template of the mirror frame and then used a router to route a little groove where the mirror is going to sit flush against the frame. I then cut the round arch on the outside of the frame and then sanded all the edges so it was nice and smooth. I then glued and screwed this little shelf on, which will later become a little pot plant holder. Lastly, I drilled some holes in the shelf with a hole saw bit for the pot plants to sit in, and now we have a little succulent shelf mirror. So we have tried to install a little herb garden. So this thing is quite cool. It actually comes out so we can put it in the sunshine during the day, and it's also got a little drip tray underneath. So it's made for patio railings, but it works really well. I've just screwed it into this dividing wall. We are having some teething problems with keeping the herbs alive. Currently it is winter, so the sunshine probably isn't as much as it should be. We've got coriander in here at the moment and it's kind of just staying alive, but I think in the summer it should pick up and we should be able to grow some better herbs.
Okay, today we're gonna talk about how we did cushions and seats for the van. This time we did it quite differently compared to our New Zealand van. We chose foam, cut it to the pieces, and then we chose fabric. We got a quote from upholstery for $900 to make this job, which was way too much in our opinion. We found this cool platform, Tasker. Tasker is a platform where you post a job and you put there a price, what you're willing to pay for it. And there are people coming back to you saying, I'm willing to do this job for you for this amount of money. So what we did is that we put this task on Tasker saying, hey, we need these cushions to be sewn up. We got a lady who got back to us. We got really nice cushions done in 2 weeks. They're fitting perfectly and it cost us only $200.
So what I want of this van is I want to have USB ports everywhere, but buying USB ports that are flush mounted are like $20, $25 is the cheapest ones I could find online. So what I'm doing is I bought a whole bunch of these little USB car socket adapters that go into your 12 volt cigarette lighter. They're only $2 on eBay, so I bought 4 of them. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling it all apart and then basically just getting the nuts out of it. So I basically end up with just the USB port, the circuit board, and the faceplate. And what I've just done is I've soldered onto the negative and positive terminal, so I just have the lead coming off the back. And then all I have to do is I attach this to the front, and what I'm doing is using epoxy putty to just mount this on, and then I can drill holes through this, and then I can flush mount it into any wooden surface on the van. So it saves me about $80 all in just buying some of these. The next thing we needed to custom build was a spice rack, and to go with the continuity of the wood, we used some leftover floorboards of the hardwood we had. We used long wood screws from the other side of the dividing wall and screwed it into the spice rack so it was never going to be coming loose. Remember, if you like this video, remember to hit that like button down below. Doing that will really help the channel out. It will allow YouTube to show the video to a broader audience. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, subscribe to the channel. I've got some really cool videos planned coming up soon. So until then, I'll see you next time.